Welcome to Emotions and Stories. Sometimes kids get in the habit of getting what they want, and for that, they throw tantrums. But what happens when these tantrums start getting out of hand? Let's begin our today's story. Tantrum King turned into Grandpa. 10-year-old Arush was known in the family for his loud wails and dramatic tantrums. If he wanted a toy, he would throw himself on the floor, crying till someone gave in. If he wanted more chocolates, he would scream at the top of his lungs until his mother sighed in defeat. And if his elder brother Araf said no to him, the whole neighborhood would hear about it. 20-year-old Araf, gentle and soft-spoken, often ended up giving up his own plans just to keep Arush calm. He would cancel his evening outings because Arush wanted to play video games with him, give him the last piece of cake, or even hand over his phone when Arush cried for it. But deep down, Araf was tired. One evening, after a long day of studying and managing errands, Araf had refused to let Arush use his laptop. Arush exploded into one of his legendary tantrums, screaming, throwing a pillow at the wall, stamping his feet like a furious bull. It went on for almost an hour. When Arush finally tired himself out and went to sleep, Araf went out to the veranda and sat alone, shoulders slumped, staring at the dark sky. It was then that his grandfather came and sat beside him. "Hey son, what's troubling you? Why are you sitting here looking like someone stole your lunch?" Dadaji asked, placing a warm hand on Araf's shoulder. Araf sighed. "Grandpa, I am tired of Arush, and his tantrums are getting worse every day. He cries, screams, and demands, and no one stops him. Everyone gives him what he wants. I can't even say no to him without him throwing a tantrum. I feel like I'm his servant." Grandpa chuckled softly, his eyes twinkling. So our little prince is turning into a little tyrant." Araf nodded. "But how do we make him understand, Grandpa? He's only 10, but he's already so used to getting his way." Grandpa stroked his long white beard thoughtfully, then a slow smile spread across his face. "Do you remember our old house in the village and your little project in the storeroom?" Araf's lips curled into a grin despite himself. "The magic mirrors?" "Exactly," Grandpa said, his voice low and conspiratorial. "Let's take Arush there. Let's show him what happens when someone acts like a child and what happens when someone grows wise." 2 days later, the family announced a picnic to their ancestral house in the village. Arush was excited. He loved outings. He barely noticed Araf and Grandpa exchanging secret smiles as they packed a few odd items in the car. By late afternoon, they had settled into the house. It smelled of wood and history, with cobwebs in the corner and sunlight streaming through dusty windows. Arush explored every room while Araf slipped away to set things up in the storeroom. Inside was his magic mirror, a little project he had created with old glass and clever painting tricks. One mirror made your reflection look much older with wrinkles and grey hair. Another made you look small and childlike no matter your age. That night after dinner, Arush went to bed early, tired from running around. Araf and Dadaji gathered the rest of the family in the living room and whispered their plan. Next morning, Arush woke up and yawned, but something felt odd. As he walked out into the hall, he froze. His mother was standing there with her hands folded, bowing slightly. Good morning, Dad, she said. Arush blinked. What? Dad? I'm Arush. His father entered looking annoyed. Dad, please tell that little brat Arush to stop screaming every day. He threw a tantrum again last night. Arush's mouth fell open. What are you saying, Papa? I'm Arush. Just then, Arav walked in, bowing deeply. Grandpa, that kid Arush is impossible. He demands everything. He even threw a pillow at me yesterday. Please talk to him, Grandpa. Arush spun around, confused and panicked. Stop joking. I'm not Grandpa. Then he caught the sight of himself in the mirror on the wall. His eyes widened in horror. The reflection staring back at him was not a 10-year-old boy. It was an old man with wrinkled skin, white hair, and a long beard, looking exactly like his grandpa. He gasped, No, this is me. I'm not old. The family kept up the act. His sister came in pretending to cry. Grandpa, that Arush is so naughty. He thinks the whole world should obey him. What should we do, Grandpa? Arush backed away, shaking his head. No, I'm not Grandpa. I'm not. Grandpa himself walked in looking perfectly calm. Ah, Grandpa, he said, bowing to Arush. Have you thought about how to deal with that tantrum throwing boy? Arush's eyes brimmed with tears. I'm sorry. I won't throw tantrums anymore. Please, I don't want to be old. I want to be me again. Grandpa crouched down, looking him in the eye with a smile on his face. Arush, when you act spoiled and selfish, everyone feels small and helpless around you. Today, you got to see what it's like when people look at you for answers and you don't know what to do. Do you understand now? Arush nodded furiously, tears running down his cheeks. Yes, Grandpa, I won't scream anymore. I will ask nicely, I promise. Grandpa patted his head. Good boy. Remember, Arush, respect and patience make you big. Tantrums only make you small. That evening, the family dropped the act. Arush looked in the mirror again, and this time, his reflection was just his own smiling young face. He ran to hug Arav. Bro, I'm sorry for everything. Arav hugged him back, relieved and proud. It's okay, champ. I know you're a good boy now. Moral of the story? Throwing tantrums may get you what you want for a moment, but it hurts the people who love you. Respect and patience bring true happiness and make you truly big in everyone's eyes. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Do let us know in the comments what you think about it. Thank you.